This wood burning tool is like $16. These wood pieces, you can get a whole bag of them for like $4 or $5, sometimes even less. They're pre-cut, shaped. To make them into pieces, once this heats up, you can poke a hole just like this. You gotta be careful with this guy. This whole section gets as hot as a lit cigarette. So you have to make yourself a little stand. It'll come with a stand, but that stand will slide all over the place. So you gotta get a big chunk of wood and nail it down, or make sure there's some clamps or something. So if something accidentally yanks on the cord, this thing isn't gonna fly over and burn somebody. And you definitely don't want it anywhere where it could fall down and, you know, start catching something on fire. People have literally burnt whole rooms down with this thing. But super inexpensive, fun. And I have a few other videos showing you how to use the chisel tip very specifically to get different patterns you want. But we're just gonna have some fun, and then, you know, go to the dollar store or Walmart or something and get some easy acrylic paint. And what I find with wood is, to get a really nice look where you actually pick up the grain of the wood, is you water down the paint a tiny bit, not really. You just get it a little bit wet, and then you get the paint on, and then you rub it in with your fingers. You just rub it deep in, and it dries really fast, and also will pick up the wood grain if that's what you want. So it looks pretty cool. Anyway, so let's have some fun. In case you don't find the other videos that I posted right away, I'll just tell you again, this particular chisel tip here, the blunt end down there has the most heat, and if you sink it into the wood, as if the wood is like the ocean and this is a boat, and if you sink it in and then press carefully, you'll get a really deep, rich, triangular engraved cut or burn. If the tip, you're tempted to use the tip as a pen because it's easiest, but that's like the lazy way. You can use the tip for a lot of stuff, but you're not going to get as deep and smooth of a line. You also want to move, you don't want to move this as hard on your wrist. You don't want to move this as much as you want to move the piece as you're working, so you can get good angles. Straight lines, just pressing the whole edge of it down. Little triangle dots, take the tip and just poke it. And then the side of it you can use to just shade and do patterns. And you can even, like I said, this whole thing heats up, and you can even roll it across the wood and get really cool patterns. So I usually put a piece of wood down. I don't want to do this right on the plastic tabletop here, just in case I slip or something. But in general, if you just touch something real quick, this is hot right now, it's on, it's not going to hurt anything. Even if you happen to bump it real fast with your finger, I don't recommend it, but don't be afraid of it. The worst burn I ever got was when I thought it was off and it was on, and I grabbed the whole thing with my fingers, and even that was just like, gave me a nice little tan scar for a couple years. But I just ran my fingers under cold water immediately and I was fine. So anyway, again, let's have some fun. Sometimes these edges are a little bit sharper on one side. You might want to get some sandpaper and just round them off first before you start, and also the tips. But if you don't have sandpaper, you can literally flatten the edge by burning it. But sometimes that takes a little bit longer, but it gives like a really cool effect. So either way.